All right, everyone, this is your 8.1 extra practice number 3. Again, we're going to continue to use that Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And when you label your sides, your c is always the one across from the 90-degree angle. So if you look at both of our examples here, we are looking for c. We can call 9a, we can call 11b, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Same with 7 and 13. So really, we have 9 squared plus 11 squared equals c squared. Okay, on our other side, we have 7 squared plus 13 squared equals c squared. All right, give me 1 second, and we should be solving for these. So go ahead and square those numbers. Okay, 9 squared is 81, 11 squared is 121, and that equals c squared. If you add 81 plus 121 together, you get 202, which equals c squared. Now to get rid of your squared, you have to take the square root. C equals the square root of 202 is 14.2. On the other side, 7 squared, or 7 times 7, is 49. 13 squared is 169, and that equals c squared. Add those together. You get 218 equals c squared. And then again, to get rid of your squared, you have to take the square root. C equals the square root of 218 is 14.7. Okay, again, we're looking for c here, so nothing changed. Looking for c again, so you should set up your formula. 4 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. 5 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. And then solve exactly like we did for numbers 1 and 2. Again, for number 5 and number 6, you are looking for c. So if you set this formula up, it's 8 squared plus 14 squared equals c squared. 6 squared plus 14 squared equals c squared. 7 and 8, again, we are looking for c in both of these examples. 4 squared plus 11 squared equals c squared. 12 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. 9 and 10, what do you know? We're still looking for c. So we have 3 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. 4 squared plus 10 squared equals c squared. All right, now 11 we have c, so we're going to look for a. And 12 we have c, so we're going to look for a. So a squared plus 4 squared equals 6 squared. And a squared plus 9 squared equals 10 squared. These are the only ones that are going to be different, so I'm going to show you 11, and I'm going to make you solve 12 on your own. A squared stays. 4 times 4 is 16. 6 times 6 is 36. I'm going to minus 16 on both sides, and we get a squared equals 20. Well, just like when we're solving for c, you have to get rid of that 2 with the square root. So a equals the square root of 20 is 4.47. Okay, number 12 is exactly like number 11. You're going to solve it the same way. All right, well, all I want to do here for these word problems is set them up for you, and then I'm going to allow you to work on your own. Okay, so the bottom of a ladder must be placed 3 feet from a wall. The ladder is 12 feet long. How far above the ground does the ladder touch the wall? Meaning, how far is this from the ground right here? Okay, so we're looking for, excuse me. Sorry, guys. We're looking for a, so we have a squared plus 3 squared equals 12 squared. A soccer field is a rectangle that's 90 meters wide and 120 meters long. The coach asked the players to run from one corner to the furthest corner. So we are looking for C. 90 squared plus 120 squared equals c squared, and solve from there. A builder needs to add diagonal braces to a wall that is 16 feet by 12 feet. What is the length of each diagonal brace? Well, again, we're looking for c. So you have 16 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. Okay, why don't you go through, use 1 and 2 as my examples for solving for c. All right, so use example 1 and 2 to solve for c, and then when we try to solve for a, use example 11, okay? So whenever we're looking for c, use examples 1 and 2. Whenever we're solving for a, use example 11. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to